this month to remember the important contributions and achievements of African Americans throughout the nation's history.
Here are today's announcements. Ms. Gover will read one, and you'll just keep going back and forth.
Thanks, Ms. Gover, for asking me to host the show with you. Why did you choose me?
Gabby, I selected you because I see your interactions with students in the hallway and at lunch. You are always positive, and you always have a smile on your face. I have also seen you on the basketball court. You are a hard worker and a good team member.
Gabby, see how close her mic is?
Should I?
I try to keep it like this distance. Kind of visualize that.
Okay.
All right. And when you are reading your announcements, make sure you don't cover your face.
Right.
Or off to the side, but just sort of low and eyes down, and then you'll be fine.
Okay.
You go back and forth on announcements.
morning, Northmont Middle School. Today is Wednesday, February 6, 2019, and I am Mrs. Gover.
And I'm Gabrielle Hawker, and you're watching the Guest Host Wednesday edition of the Nuts and Bolts Show. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
And teachers, please check to make sure your students are dressed for success. In the United States, the month of February is observed as Black History Month, or the National African American History Month.
We use the month to remember the important contributions and achievements of African Americans throughout our nation's history.
Here are today's announcements.
Boys volleyball informational meeting today during advisory. Mr. Smith is looking for volleyball players. If you are interested in playing this April and May, come to the meeting today in room 205.
Students and teachers, please remember you are not to open the door for anyone. All visitors must report to door 1 and be buzzed in. So please remember, don't open the door.
This past weekend, our very own Thunderbolts competed at the FLL Ohio State Championships held at Wright State University Nutter Center. The Thunderbots earned the first place Gracious Professionalism Award. This award recognizes a team whose members show each other and other teams respect at all times. They recognize that both friendly competition and mutual gain are possible on and off the playing field. In addition to this prestigious award, the Thunderbots were also selected to advance to an international invitational competition. They will either be competing at the Mountain State Invitational in West Virginia or the Razorback Invitational in Arkansas. Only 7 teams from Ohio were selected to advance the international competitions. The Thunderbots robotics team include Owen Franks, Jacob Hobbs, Aaron Kelsey, Ryan Fitzgerald, and Carson Stone. Make sure you congratulate these students if you see them in the hallways.
Good luck tonight to our boys basketball teams as they travel to Sidney Middle School. Go Bolts!
Thanks, Ms. Gover, for asking me to host
I
this.
have one more, actually. Will the following students please come to the office with their iPads after Nuts and Bolts? LaVare Jennings, Levi Miller, Mariah Dare, and Malik Howard. There you go.
Thanks, Ms. Gover, for asking me to host the show with you. Why did you choose me?
Well, Gabby, I selected you because I see your interactions with students in the hallways and at lunch. You are always positive, and you always have a smile on your face. I have also seen you on the basketball court. You are a hard worker and a very good team member.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gover. It's awesome that the principal notices the things I do.
I am always in the halls watching students and love noticing students who are doing the right thing.
In honor of Black History Month, let's take a look at our Black History Minute for today.
Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, three brilliant women who work at NASA, and served as the brains behind the launch into orbit of astronaut John Glenn. Hidden Figures was a great movie, very inspirational.
I saw it and I read the book. I love how those great women were called computers, human computers.
I'm glad you love the book. I think you just did your own book talk for Mrs. Zile this week.
I could never replace Ms. Zile's book talks.
And I know she loves doing them for you guys. But back to the show.
Let's take a look at what we're having for lunch today. We've talked about what Black History Month is. I wonder how we can celebrate Black History Month.
It's just making ourselves aware of the great contributions some of the really innovative and inspirational African Americans. Here's a great video to keep us aware.
I think you're going to like this. I know I did.
Month is a commemoration vocab word for Black activists, another vocab word,
who took their time out to go fight for what they feel is right. Like
Martin Luther King had a speech that violence is not the answer and no segregation.
We celebrate Black people that helped us change history.
It reminds us to be strong even in politics.
What matters is what's inside of you and how you act to other people.
Doesn't matter if you're Black, if you're white, you should always celebrate it because you know the struggles Black leaders went through in order for you to be here right now.
Even though we may have the different skin color, we're still the same type of people, no matter what.
And a lot of people, they don't see me for who I am. They see my outside appearance, but they don't see what I have on the inside.
It's very hard to grow up knowing that you're Black and you have a lot of personal prejudice against you.
I see it on the TV and I'm like, is that going to happen to my brother? Is that going to happen to my dad? I always have that in the back of my mind every time that I'm home and they're not home.
Black history is important to me because I have to remember where I came from and I have to remember who came before me.
Because you have to look at the things that Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and Malcolm X did for us Black people, so people can't treat us unfairly because they think some type of belief.
Because we are all people and we need to stand up for our rights.
There's still discrimination. There's still discrimination in all parts of the world, in all parts of the United States. We should still fight for what we believe in. We should still fight for getting what's right.
And in the spirit of Black history, it's Bob Marley's birthday today.
And every little thing will be all right if we announce who is having a birthday today.
Here are today's birthdays.
Happy birthday to Joel Lockhart,
Connor Smith,
Mackenzie Carter,
and Micah Daines. Happy birthday.
Miss Gover, I've had a great time hosting the show with you this week as the guest host, and I hear you get to choose next week's guest host. Who are you going to choose?
Well, Gabby, that's a tough choice, but I think I'm going to choose Mr. Mendring.
I can't wait to see who he chooses the guest host with him.
Well, that's the end of our show.
Don't forget to be respectful,
be responsible,
and be resourceful.
Because that's the Northmont way. Have a wonderful day.